Ooh, it looks prettier. Doesn't it? I think it looks prettier.
I like it.
New game. Previously on The Last Door. Jeremiah Devitt was alerted to the suicide of his friend. He discovered in school he had taken part in an experiment. He was inoculated with a drug they used back then. The serum made his mind travel for a few hours to the dreamlike realm of the Veil. There he met his old classmate. Okay.
I was right.
Urged Devitt to join his cause and cross with him to the realm of the bird. When he awoke from his trance, he found himself deeply convinced by his friend's words. He traveled to the house where he discovered his friend had dosed himself with a new serum, leaving a catatonic body behind. It was capable of transporting the mind permanently. Finally, he found the serum and had it injected. He met his friend again in the Veil together. They walked through the last door, entering a new world forbidden by human eyes. But since they all have these horrible, you know, hallucinations and stuff when they have interactions with this door, do you think crossing over and into the realm, like permanently, wouldn't that be a bad idea?
Yeah, you would think. This whole thing seems like a bad idea.
They found a disturbing returned letter in which Anthony tried to warn Alexander of what could happen if the door was opened. He feared something from the other side might then come to ours. Whoa! They are coming. What? Well, we're probably not supposed to leave this protective circle then, are we? I don't know what to do. This is clearly a trap.
You have to do it, dude. You have to leave the circle.
Oh. I'm alive. Oh, wait. Okay.
Oh, we're barricading windows.
None of us could prepare for this. The bird's gonna break through. The visions, the screaming were merely a warning. That's what I was saying. And now it is too late. They are coming.
Okay.
I want to see what this new series image looks like. Oh, hi, Chris. How are you doing? Oh, no, you're good. You are certainly not obligated to jump in as soon as I start live streaming. What? You have a life of your own?
You did miss the last episode, though.
Right, we missed the last episode.
Starting in on season 2 now.
Yes, this is the second season, which is another 4-episode series. I usually have live streams. I don't leave them public because I don't want cluttering up my posted content because the live streams are more Let's Play-y and my posted content is usually like 20-25 hours of editing type stuff, so I try not to clutter it up with live streams, but I'll leave this one public for a week or so, just in case you wanted to see what happened to the last chapter, or else you can just read the summary on Wikipedia or wherever it is you go to for that. No, that's true. Oh, sorry, I didn't see this text up here. Last night I had the nightmare again, but this time it was different. This time he talked to me. Wait, who's this? I don't know who this is. Also, this looks prettier than the last one did, I feel like. Oh god, that was... I don't know if that's traveling through the mic. There's actually a storm going on outside right now in Kansas City, so... that's fun. It was the same unknown street, void of any sound and life. Am I supposed to do... Oh, look at that! It looks so pretty!
Yeah, it does look nice.
He didn't lie even if this is the end of the stream. No, you're right. Walked aimlessly. Then I could hear it, the broken tromping on the wet cobblestones. The familiar sound of approaching limping footsteps.
Okay.
There is a horror comic I need to show you that this reminds me of. Oh my god, it does look like that! Then as before, he stood in front of me, gazing unrelentlessly, like he was expecting something. Hi, nice to meet you. This time he spoke. Give me back what he took. Nothing else. Give me back what he took. Jump scare?
Nope.
Oh.
Not this time.
Lame. No, I have fallen asleep again. What time is it? Dawn already. It is time. It says, I love storms, mainly like lightning and thunderstorms, not damage and kill everything inside storm. Yeah, no. We live in the Midwest, so unfortunately tornadoes are relatively common, which I'm not fond of. But I do like just rain and lightning and thunder. It's very pretty, I think. Helps me fall asleep too. It was several months since Kaufman and I had found that mysterious letter in Anthony Beechworth's house. A letter never sent, with a cryptic warning of what would happen if a certain door were open. It bore only the name of the addressee, Alexander Dupre. We felt sure Dupre was the key to finding my patient and friend Jeremiah Devitt, who had disappeared in such strange circumstances. Troubled by the death of his friend Anthony, Devitt had visited the school of his childhood and never been seen again. Kaufman soon conveyed to me his deep concerns and warned that I should conduct any investigations with the utmost discretion. He pursued his own research. Though his thoughts and methods remained a secret, in his last letter he requested that I visit East Hill Lunatic Asylum in London. There are reasons to believe that Alexander had been institutionalized there for many years. I was asked to confirm this hypothesis and, if it proved correct, to gather what other information might arise. Oh, I knew what you meant. I guess now that I think about it, I did read it out loud the way you wrote it, but words. I knew what you meant. What? Oh, dude. This is cool. You can actually travel around on a map? Hell yes. Season 2, Episode 1. The Playwright. So this is East Hill Lunatic Asylum. I hope I can find information on Alexander Dupre here.
So we're playing now as the
psychiatrist. Yes.
Okay.
Sea monster found in St. Ives. What can you tell me about this building? I've never been inside. I hope I never will. It's full of crazies, you know. Ah, man. I'm a psych nurse, by the way, so, like, I actually work in a psych hospital.
Yeah,
so.
But your psych hospital is not like this psych hospital. This was...
Okay. There's actually, the fun fact...
Historical lunatic asylum was a pretty nasty place.
I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here for a second before I continue the game. But, it always bugs me when there's inaccurate portrayals of mental health stuff in movies and shows, just because... You know, it's my profession. I'm familiar with it. That being said, it wasn't even that long ago that we were really, really shitty to people who had mental illness. I mean, like, not even like 30, 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
Like, there are people alive today who potentially could have firsthand experienced some horrible treatment of people with mental illness.
Yeah.
There's a museum in St. Joseph of an old psych hospital.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go there.
It's really creepy. I've been there and I'm willing to go again. But they have like the submersion rooms where like they dunk people in ice cold water, and they have like stockade things that they put people in.
They
and stuff like that.
also have there's like a tunnel underneath the building and they hold a ghost hunt sleepover in the tunnel. It costs like $100, and you can spend the night in the tunnel under the asylum. And hunt ghosts.
The instructor, because I in nursing school, they were like, this will be a really good learning experience. It was actually part of like a school trip, which is kind of cool because I kind of thought they didn't do that after college. But we went, and my instructor was scared and talking about how haunted this place was.
Yeah.
So I, being the wonderful person I am, spent the entire time fucking with her. I would like reach out behind her and tap her on the wrong side of the shoulder, and when she looked around, I would be like, what? Just things like that. I was shutting doors with my foot as I walked past, and then freaking out that the door got slammed behind me.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
I felt bad because at one point I made her start crying. I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry. It was me. It was just a joke. I'm sorry.
You're such a dork. Oh my god.
She threatened to give me an F, but we got along well.
Okay.
Good instructor. He says, what's it like in the psych hospital? Honestly, a lot more tame than you'd expect. You basically get 3 types of patients. You have the depressed and anxiety patients, right? That's pretty straightforward. It's really common for a lot of people. I myself have had issues. Whether you're going through a particularly bad episode and need help, that's it's a relatively straightforward thing. That is. Then you have the psychotic patients, and that's a little more complicated because psychosis has so many different forms and complications. Sometimes they're friendly people, and so they'll say really random things. Yeah, I've met several Jesuses, a few Muhammads, a couple presidents of the United States. They just delusions of grandeur. Or sometimes you have some of the more aggressive psychotics, and usually it's fear. They believe that you're trying to hurt them, you're poisoning them, whatever the issue is. But then you also have the third group of people, which is more behavioral stuff. And I'm not going to get into all of that, but you have like some of the lower functioning borderline personality disorders, things like that. People who are intentionally more manipulative and spiteful. But other than that, it's not. The movie's played out as like everybody's psychotic and they're just crazy and you never know when they're going to snap. It's not really like that. At least not at the hospital I work at. State hospitals maybe were a little different because they're at state psych hospitals. You have people who are there for criminal reasons, right? People who actually murdered other people. We don't get a lot of that at the hospital I work with. But I mean, I've been slugged in the face a few times. Fun stuff. I hope they don't do the water drop torture or whatever it is. They did stuff like that in way back in the day.
Probably in this hospital.
Yeah, probably in this hospital we're about to go to in the game. They have. The funny thing is, if you look at the medical documentation, they actually believed, or at least theorized, that it was helpful for people. Right? Like they weren't trying to torture people. They legitimately thought that they were, like the what's it called, the hydro cryotherapy or something like that, whatever, like the really cold water. They believed that it was shocking the system into getting the brain to work right. They believed that if you were shocked by suddenly being immersed into cold water, that your brain would be kickstarted into behaving and things like this. It wasn't all about malice. It was just really misguided,
just bad science.
Yeah. This is where you strap a person to the table and drop water into your... Yeah. No, I saw the Mythbusters episode. It was... actually made me uncomfortable.
Alright, let's go in.
Sorry, I'll continue. He says, I'd love to meet some of the nice psychotic people. They seem really interesting. They really are. They really are. I had one guy who's just sitting, and he goes, Tobias, I need some help. I'm like, yeah, sure, man. What's going on? How can I help you? He goes, I'm thinking about Jesus. I go, okay. Well, I can have, pastoral care come and talk to you. He's like, no. Not that. I think he was a vampire. Pardon me? It was, yeah, Jesus, because he died, but then he woke back up, so he must have been a vampire. And this guy was thoroughly convinced that Jesus was a vampire. He actually ended up asking me to call pastoral care, we have a conversation. It was fascinating.
That's awesome. Okay, let's purchase a newspaper.
6 pence. Oh, I don't have I don't have any money. Yeah, where to find me when you have the coins? Okay, goodbye. Let's go in.